Steve, I think you said last week that the team hadn't yet pulled together a full 80-minute performance. Is that sort of what happened again tonight?
Yeah, I think it's clear to see that we got what we deserved in the end. I think we're up 20-0. We just didn't have a hard enough edge to finish the job. And you've got to give Raiders credit. They got beaten 40-0 5 days ago. So I thought they played really tough, and they got what they deserved because they kept playing tough and they were full of effort, and we got what we deserved.
So harder edge, Steve. Like, how can you bring that into the team? Like, you directly as a coach, how can you kind of manifest that so you're in that situation again? It doesn't happen.
Well, by that I mean, when we're leading 20-0, we should be able to put the game away, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that. That's like, I keep talking about we're in this cluster of teams that on any given day can beat anybody else, and we're trying to break that cluster. So for us to get to the next level that we want to do as a team, then we need to make sure that we finish games off like that. And because it's not easy, like the NRL's hard to, it's a hard competition. It's probably the toughest in either rugby code in the world to win games. So that's our area for growth. We need to make sure that we finish the job off, and at the moment we allowed them to come back into the game and they were good enough to take it.
So you had to use the word complacency. Did it feel like there was a bit of complacency in that second half? Did they just thought it was going to happen?
I'm not sure about that. I think with the game at the moment, Reid, like when momentum goes against you, like we had probably a fair bit of momentum early, and then they had all the momentum in the second half. So that's probably what I mean by the area for growth. About hard edge, just being able to change that momentum or break that momentum. It's obviously a work on for us looking at our game tonight. We're good enough to, I think, to be right where the better teams are, but we just need to make sure that we continue to grow, and we're in that cluster of teams at the moment. We want to try and break that.
It looked disjointed at times second half. Daly, you might be better to answer this. Ball's hitting the deck, and were things out of sync tonight? Did things feel like they were out of sync more than normal in that second half particularly?
Yeah, that's probably a fair assumption. Is that we were a bit disjointed. Balls hitting the ground, hitting the wrong person. So plenty to work on for this week, that's for sure.
Where does that come from? Because at times this year, you guys, when you get it right, this side looks like it can pile on points, but then you have moments in games where things just suddenly seem to fall a bit out of sync, and you let teams back in games.
I'm not sure the exact thing, but I'm sure it's a few things, and we've got to identify them and work on them and get them right for next week.
You mentioned yesterday how important the middle was going to be in terms of meeting Canberra. For a decent part of that game, it seems to be going really well. I think Allier particularly was sort of really effective, but then, what's your opinion on sort of where it went after that in terms of the flow of that part of the field?
Well, as I said, you've got to give Raiders some credit. Like, we knew they were going to come here and roll over. They added Elliot Whitehead, and they've got a good pack, right? So I thought we started strongly, but to their credit, they kept at it. Their forward pack kept at it, and it's an area that we knew was going to probably decide the game, and I thought they were pretty fair there, their forward pack. I thought there was some things to like about our footy tonight. I don't want to be super negative, but we had a big enough lead when it went to, I think it was 24-6 maybe or something like that. We had a big enough lead to be able to get the job done. So that's why we're disappointed, obviously. So it's an area for growth for us, and we've got to keep at it.
Any concerns with Nathan Brown? Are you going to report for a hip drop?
Yeah, I did see that one pretty closely. I thought most of the weight was on the ground rather than on the attacking players' legs. But of course, I'll have a look at that. So I don't really have any concerns. I think those ones, they normally send them to the sin bin, Reedy, if they're bad ones like last night's game. So, I think he'll be okay. Yeah.
How's Lachlan Croker?
Yeah, we lost him at the end. We were hoping to get him back on there, but he failed his HIA, so he won't be available next week against the Dolphins. We've got a 6-day turnaround, so we'll lose him. I think Brandy's in a bit of that too. He's got a bit of a quad issue there. So and top slippy as well. So it'll be a buster tonight. Yeah, we'll go again. It's not the end of the world, but it's really disappointing because I thought we had a big enough lead to get the job done.
All good, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.